Good morning, everyone. Here I am near my beautiful David Austin rose, the generous gardener. And today in this video I'm going to talk to you about this beautiful climbing rose. This rose is bred by David Austin. The name of the rose is the Generous Gardener, and it's a beautiful medium-sized climber. Now, this rose is probably 7 or 8 years old. We planted it when we moved into this house 10 years ago, and as you can see, it's doing very well here in semi-shade. We trained to grow this rose on medium-sized arch. This arch is probably 11 feet high, and I would say that the Generous Gardener will benefit from a little higher arch, but I trim it every spring, and it's doing quite all right here in this location. The Generous Gardener is a fast grower. It's a robust climbing rose. It can reach up to 15 feet high. And as you can see, looking here, Generous Gardener has a tendency to get bare feet, meaning that after growing several years, it doesn't have any leaves here, which is fine with me. I underplanted it with chives because we do have a lot of critters in our garden and I don't want them to damage my rose. On another side, we have parsley growing near the rose. We have to combine functionality and beauty in our garden because I don't have space really to plant my spices and herbs, so parsley is not very tasty for rabbits, and rabbits leave my rose on another side and doesn't bother it. We have two roses on both sides of the arch. This one is much older than another one, and as you can see, because that rose is not as old, it still has all its leaves at the bottom. This rose, come and look close up here. In spring, when I was ready to trim this rose, I was very forgiving because I was so looking forward to my garden in spring, especially coming out of COVID. I wanted to have all the blooms I can, and I didn't cut some of the stems, which I should have. So as you can see, some of them are really damaged by the frost. Maybe I should have cut this one out and maybe this one out. But that's okay. They looks like they are ready to die out. I'm going to cut them out next spring when it will be time to do the annual trimming of this rose. Yesterday we had a big rain. Look at all the petals laying on the ground. The only thing which can be, I wouldn't even say negative, but a downside about this rose is that it is really not a good rose for cutting. Rose is very sensitive to rain and it loses its petals very well, but it has such a graceful habit and such a wonderful shape of its roses, plus the blush color, that it way compensates for all the fleeting effects of blooms. Just look at this graceful growth. Look how nicely these new blooms are coming out and falling down, almost like cascading. So when new blooms will form here, it will look very like a fountain effect. And as for the flowers, oh my, and the scent of this rose is marvelous. It has the scent of an old rose with the myrrh and musk. Beautiful. This rose is flowering near our patio where we usually have dinners together with my family, and the scent is just unbelievable. I know it's not lasting very long. You see how quickly these roses fall. Each rose probably blooms 3-4 days, and if it's raining, rain does take down the blooms. But look how proliferous this rose is, how many new blooms are coming, and how graceful it is arching out. So it's okay that these old blooms are falling down. new ones are coming, and they are going to take a show for maybe next week or two. After this, rose will stop for a while, and then it will continue blooming sporadically through summer to delight us with a rose here and there. David Austin states this rose as twice bloomer, but in this location, this rose, this is shady, fairly shady location. This location gets probably 4 hours, 3-4 hours of direct sun a day. This rose has this great bloom in early June, and then in summer we have roses here and there coming up. As for the health of this rose, David Austin roses are famous for their disease resistance, and this one is a very healthy rose in my garden. Just look at these beautiful leaves. I really don't spray this rose because it doesn't really need any spraying. David Austin does recommend products for spraying, and he does recommend to treat your roses. Here I don't do anything to this rose, and it barely loses any leaves for a black spot. Look, just look at this beauty. Just after the rain, look how lovely it looks. Leaves are dark green, and they come out from dormancy very shiny. Very strong and beautiful bush. Look at this. Oh. And this is all one bush on one side. Vigorous climber, middle-sized climber, 10-15 feet high. David Austin Rose, the generous gardener. So all in all, this is a wonderful shrub, beautiful shrub, vigorous grower, medium-sized climber, which is hardy to zone 4, I believe. The only thing is it loses its petals very quickly. I just want to show you the other rose I have, which lived through yesterday's rain. And come with me, look at this. This is Our Lady of Shalott. It nodded its roses down, you see, but look, nothing fell down. No petals, 1 or 2 fell down. It stood its ground, and when sun comes up, it's going to raise its head again towards the sun. Or maybe the petals will start falling down. Oh, look at this. Beautiful thing. But Lady of Shalott is stated by David Austin Company as good for cutting. And as you can see, it is good for cutting. And then it's ready to fall. Ah, almost white. Actually, it is white and ready to fall. Even the way it falls is very graceful. And petal stays on the ground for some good time to delight us too. Thank you for coming and seeing this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Happy gardening, enjoy your roses, and see you next time.